No way. We're in.
Oh my god.
We got in.
This smells scary.
Holy. Early spring in 2010, the Sacred Heart Church officially announced its closure of the building. Not one, but multiple reasons were made apparent of why the closure is taking place. Number one being insufficient funds, being the leading cause for the closure of the church, as the church required a minimum of $22,000 a month and was nearly bringing in $2,000 from its 185 worshippers. I had also found in early 2011, the church began early stages of deterioration. Now, in 2025, this is what it looks like. Alright, so we're in the beginning doorway of the church, and as soon as you walk in, you'll notice that not too long ago there was something being done here. We have fresh power tools, some sort of fence piece, some other random stuff. Outside is definitely busy. Now, I did check the power here, and it is a no-no. Nothing works. All the doors have boards in them and over them. Every single one. You can see this one is literally sealed with a tool intertwined in it that now has cobwebs over it. There's this massive wreath, I think, but now it just sits on the ground in the lobby. As soon as you make it past the main doorway, you're greeted with this second doorway that goes into the main church. But I think before we go in there, I'll take you upstairs and we can see what the organ looks like and what from the top down view looks like. To get upstairs, there's these two staircases, but one is much more dilapidated than the other. And this one's definitely in better condition. So walking up the stairs, you look to the side and see there's some stained glass waiting to light up. So this right here, in this hallway that we just came up, this would be the bell at the top of the church to ring it when church is in session. Pretty wild. Definitely cool. And here we have the ladder to go into the steeples. Definitely a tight one, but doable. The second you get up the stairs, you're greeted with the view of the stained glass. Now, the sun rises from the east, and this building faces north. So right now, the only windows that will be lit are these side ones that sadly don't have much stained glass, but there is still some down there, and I will go see that. So directly behind us is this massive organ. The piano is sadly disconnected, but I bet if it was hooked up, it would work. Look how intricate all of these pieces are. Like, I just wonder, how long did it take to make this very piece that would then never be used again? So I didn't even notice, but these are actually organ pieces right here. Not body parts, but you know, to that big thing up there. So I heard a rumor about the organ tubes, and it's that they are metal, but you can still squeeze the metal, I guess. So we're gonna try that. Yeah, no, that's definitely true. Definitely true. That's strange. You can never go wrong with some natural decay and some stained glass. The ceiling is seriously something. Every single bit of it has something on it. Looking over the church, there's actually a scripture left behind here. Prayer to bless John. Words of Pope John. So behind the main area of the church, in what seems to be the changing room, not exactly sure, but in here we do get a small glimpse of the stained glass, and it is lit. Definitely very pretty. You actually get some names back there. Not really sure what this is. This kind of looks like a spinning wheel. Yeah, it is. It has numbers on it. I wonder what they were spinning for. Who would get baptized or something? I think this is like an old stereo? Yeah, I believe so. You can pretty easily tell that no one's been in here for a good while. There is cobwebs everywhere. These rugs are always so perfectly laid down the aisle. It's just always so center with the middle. Not really sure what these rugs mean, but I see them often in churches like these. You can definitely see that the floor is having some issues. Not really sure where the moisture is stemming from, but I'm also not sure where it's not stemming from. Now, I was told this side room here was used for mothers to breastfeed their kids during church. This is probably one of the worst areas, I would say, just because the rest of the church is fairly clean. This area has definitely seen better days, as these are both full also. The arch designs are always pleasing to look at. Another pretty neat thing that I noticed, aside from the paintings, is there is actually decayed paintings that aren't really there anymore, on both sides too. And if you go even closer to it, you can actually see the brick opening up behind the wall. Pretty wild. So in the walls in here, there's light bulbs that go entirely around the arch. And it sucks that the power doesn't work because that would be insane to see. This door is definitely doing it for me. Definitely an interesting door. Handle too. Open this up to the next bando. Some pretty sweet decay here. This is breaking down, very satisfying. So there's actually a pretty good vantage point in this window because where we entered through, we can see right outside. That gate right there. Now, one thing that I'm not really sure about is what the workers were doing in here, because the only thing that I really see that they might have done something with is that ceiling, but it doesn't look too good still. So I'm not really sure what they've done. I believe that's St. Mary. And then over here, I know this guy. This is Jesus. It's gotta be Jesus. Maybe it's God. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like they've got a long beard. Over here in this side area, I'm not really sure what this was for either, but I did notice behind this, there is actually a huge tarp or mural with a design on it of Jesus. This chair is giving me very brutalist vibes. Not sure why. Strange chair. So if we walk into this back room in here, we can actually see what was used to operate the organ. Now, I'm not 100% sure, but I believe that is the name of who painted this. And there is two on both sides. Another thing that's kind of interesting to me is where did these extra boards come? Like, this is a side rest to a chair or something. And then here we have like old steeple wood or something. Not really sure. We have more paintings here. Definitely just as good as the last ones. Name attached on the wall there. Now, I'm not exactly sure where these organs would be played from. I don't think it's back up there, but I am not sure. It could hook up to a room. You know, I'm kind of thinking this machine actually has something to do with the organ now, because these buttons and controls are definitely strange. Not something you would typically see. So that would actually make sense to see that operating the organ. Old speaker. So pretty surprisingly, out of all of these chairs, only one is misaligned or out of place, which is pretty crazy. Now, I'm pretty sure the one where that dead space is for that, because I'm not exactly sure where else it would go if it didn't belong there, because there's one. Actually, no, there's two over there, yeah. So it has to go over here. The amount of sun that comes into this place is just absolutely crazy. It's so surreal to be in. I love how there's just such a grand view, and then all that it leads up to is this little fern in here, in this basket. So other kids have definitely gotten in here. It just doesn't really seem to be something that's often, as this is already almost chipping. I was just filming, and I walk over to the door over here, and there's an environmental truck sitting outside. No idea what he's doing, what it's for. I don't think this building. Not really sure what he's doing. Taking out the trash, I guess. Alright, So there's literally a demolition company outside of the bando. Not exactly sure how that's gonna go, but we will find out. Alright, so now we're gonna try the way out with the demo company sitting in the front. Oh yeah, it's over here. So let's see if they're puppy guarding the entrance or not. They could be. Doesn't sound like it though. No puppy guarding going on. That's good. So right before I leave, this is what the basement mostly consists of. Just kind of random stuff. It's like a big crawl space back here. Nothing really crazy important. Some more random stuff, Christmas tree. Another back corridor area. Some weird, kind of creepy kid. So strange. Oh, there's Monopoly on the floor. What the hell? That's different. I've never seen Monopoly integrated into the moldy asbestos bando. That's interesting. This door, too. Like, that's quite a colorful door to have go to that. But whatever. Exit right now. And it seems like we are good to go. We're out. Entrance is sealed. Alright, so we're gonna try to leave now. And we're gonna peep this corner. And there is no one, so we're gonna go ahead and go for it. Alright, so we're leaving right now. Running to the exit. Alright. Alright. Boom, that's it.